Okay, so first, before I continue, I'm going to save the file. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and you notice my undo history is off, right? We don't want that to be orange. It's going to save all the undo steps. It's really annoying. You don't need to. I'm happy with what I have. I don't need the history, so please keep the undo history off. Save As, and I can call this head 2. I'm going to call it actually 2A. Okay, so now let's keep going. So now we've roughed it in with the transpose. Now it's time to start modeling. So I'm going to switch to the clay buildup. It's my favorite brush. So B, C, B. So B for brush palette, C for the clay, or C brushes. You can find it in here again. It's somewhere. There it is. And then you can see the letters B. So I hit B, and it opens the clay buildup. So clay buildup, freehand stroke, square, alpha channel. Brush is too big. So S to size the brush down. And I'll probably start in the front. I tap the space bar to change views. I think I'm in Maya. Okay, so here I can, one of the biggest features is, excuse me, is this nasolabial fold, this really ropey kind of section here. So I'm just going to put that in and kind of start to shape that a little bit. And I'm just putting that feature in. Then we've got this cheekbone here, which kind of goes up, and there should be some sort of brow stuff going on here. So I'm just trying to define kind of regions lightly. I don't want to build up too much. We also have that jawline, which we already put in. Maybe pull this out a bit more. And then this is where the eyes go. So remember, you can hold down Alt. So right now the brush is trying to build up a region. So if I want to carve out a section, let's get in a bit closer here. Again, symmetry should be on for this. I'm going to make the brush a little bit smaller, so S. And then instead of just brushing, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. And the Alt key is going to actually carve away at the head. So I can start to carve this out to kind of build in the eyes. So as I kind of carve this down, and I don't, I've defined the region, so I know roughly where the eyes are going to go. I'm going to dig first at the inner parts of the eyes here. And I'm not going to try and touch this because, normally there'd be an eyeball in here, which is a sphere. So I want to make sure that my eyelids and things that are going to be structures on the head are kind of taken care of. So I'm just gently kind of carving this away. Knowing that I'm going to want to try and keep this as kind of round. Cross hatching really works, like even for this piece, you drag along the thing, but you always want to kind of go across it to really build up structure. You don't just want to follow the underlying structure. In this case, kind of like we do in Maya with the edges, you want to find, you can indicate the direction and where things go and whatever, but you're going to want to cross hatch it. Seems to make some really good views. And again, I mentioned before, like if you're working with 2D images, a 2D image for the front and a 2D image for the side, it will end up looking pretty good from the front and pretty good from the side, but it's this third dimension here that we lose information on. So we want to always kind of be tumbling to the bottom and checking, like I know that the face is kind of flat and then turns. So you can see how it's just kind of an arrow shape here where it just gets kind of super kind of pointy. So I want to be building all of this structure out. So I know that this structure needs to come out. Because from the top, I want to be able to see that that structure, kind of the eyeballs here, and then turning for the cheeks. So I could even use the move brush to kind of maybe pull some of this back front-wise. Excuse me again. Right, so I'm kind of carving the eyes out. I want to check where I am, so Shift P to bring the image back. It looks like I'm hitting the right mark, so Alt, carve this out a bit more. Start to pull this in. And I want to carve this down. Carve. I'm holding Alt the whole time to kind of carve this in. You can see that this needs to be in quite a bit here. And building this area up, building this up, building this up, cross-hatching this up. Probably this needs to be built up a bit, so Shift P just to hide that. I need to get this area up a bit more. I think I might be off slightly with this nasolabial fold, but we'll see how it goes. So building up and holding Alt and carving away. Carving away here. Carving away. You get the idea. So there's going to be a bit of this, and I'm just going really gently. I don't really want to go, but if I do Shift F, show you the wireframe, you see if I really go hard at this, using the Alt key, I'm going to start to really warp the mesh here. So I can always, at any stage, if something weird is happening, or just maybe even every few minutes, it doesn't hurt to go Control, drag a box on the outside of the geometry, and redye the mesh so that you have more cleaner mesh to work with. So now that I got that super deep hole there, I'm going to want to carve this out a bit more. So yeah, picking the right brush size and just kind of going at it. Sort of slowly but surely. Yeah, and it does this weird artifacting, so Shift F to get rid of the wireframe. And you can see we're kind of slowly building it up. Eventually we're going to like carve holes in there for our eyeballs and have them as separate geometry. But that's kind of the idea. So I want to check from the front and the side again, so Shift P. So you can see I'm not on the side view. Their eyes way up here. This stuff needs to come further back to the head. And see my nostrils are way off. Excuse me. So, and even, so Shift P, you can see here's my nasolabial fold here from the front. That looked all right. You can see it needs to actually be way back here. So now that I've got the structure in, I'm going to just use the move brush in the side view and push it all back into place. So B for brush, M for move, V for the move brush. Nice and big, this brush. So S, and then I can start to kind of pull this back. And if I have the image underneath it, you can see I'm going to start to try and get that to fit a bit nicer where the head is. And then this stuff needs to go way back. So that needs to go back, back, back. So if I go Shift P again just to check to see where I'm at. So I really pushed that back, but now I've lost a lot of volume because I pushed it straight back. But, you know, it doesn't look too horrible, I don't think. Size the brush down a little bit more. And just pull this back so that I maintain kind of a bit of a shape. And then maybe I can pull this stuff back out. So I should, before I go too far with that, I'm going to check it from the front view. So Shift P. Oh yeah, so you know I didn't need to maybe go quite so far with it. So Shift P again. Shift, drag to snap it. Yeah, this, whatever that line is, kind of bothering me, so I might just come in here now. Oh yeah, I see what's going on, and I'm just going to hold down Alt with the B brush, so clay build up, Alt, and just start to carve away this area here. So I think I've gone a little bit too far with this nasolabial fold thing. So let's get this kind of chunked out, a bit more subtle. Just holding down Alt and then building this up gently and then removing a bit and kind of, you know, add and remove and add and remove. And let's see, what do we got here? That's probably got to get carved back a bit more. And I know this is a bit more shallow. Let's blend that together. I think it's probably could remove some from the nose. Looks a bit thick here. Let's see, what does that look like? Shift P. Oops. You know, I don't know, something. So Alt, let's get rid of some of these weird folds here. So that needs to get carved away here. And then I have a nostril here that I'm just going to indicate, just to circle it around, so sometimes it's hard to see again. You just want to start to indicate where that is. So let's check from the front. So that might be too big now, right? So BMV for move. So it's really just bouncing back and forth between the move brush and the clay buildup, and just trying to, you know, look at what we've got and where it goes. And you can flash this on and off to check if your structures are coming in. Yeah, whatever. Getting there, I guess. Need some work here in the chin. The chin doesn't look right to me. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, we're just probably going to keep going like that. Yeah, so we'll just keep, well, chugging away at this, kind of blending and working and blending and working, and you know, adjusting, moving, adding, until we get more and more details put in. And again, trying to keep as smooth as we can. If you want, remember, shift will come in here and you can shift and smooth out an area. I personally don't really like it. I don't know, it looks weird. I much prefer the structure of the clay. I don't know, that's just my thing. I like the I like seeing the passage of the artist over the art. Some scratchy charcoal line.